Hello, today Mehdi, Evan and I are going to introduce you to our lunar base as well as the two missions carried out from the moon, namely the asteroid deflection and the encounter with aliens. At the dawn of the 2020s, the use of the Earth is a source of many problems for the future of mankind. Overpopulation, lack of water, food, and population mean that humanity must change if it's to survive. To elevate this problem, a crazy project was born called Mission 2030, the aim of which is to place a lunar base on the hidden side of the moon so that we can develop on this natural satellite and understand how we can solve the problem we have on Earth. We choose the far side of the moon because it's more visible and we can observe things in deep space without sources of pollution like the atmosphere and light scattering. We choose the Von Karman crater. It measures 180 kilometers in diameter and has been the victim of several lava floods that have flattened the crater floor. A mission to send a rover to the crater has already been successfully carried out. For our lunar base, we decided to build a lunar base composed of glass domes, 7 in all plus 1 in the center. Each of these 7 domes has its own specificity, the first dome in the center being the main dome. The main dome contains a living area where astronauts can rest, hold meetings, or sleep in their own beds. Like all the domes, this can be lived in without the need to wear an helmet. Numerous plants are present in all domes to create oxygen necessary for human survival. 4 toilets are also present in this dome. The second dome is the lunar base's training room, featuring equipment for keeping in shape, as lunar gravity is 6 times smaller than Earth's, so a lack of training will cause muscles to atrophy over time. The gym features all the equipment found in a traditional gym, but with much heavier weights to counteract the effect of gravity. It also features a swimming pool in an isolation chamber, allowing you to swim in conditions close to those on land. The third dome is a medical dome where astronauts can seek medicament treatment if they are injured or ill, and all the equipment they need to recover. The fourth dome is a research center and laboratory where astronauts will carry out studies on nutrients, pollution, and water management on Earth. The laboratory will be used to analyze the astronauts' medical analysis and the behavior of living experiments present on our lunar base. The fifth dome contains a field for growing food. This dome will enable us to grow all kinds of fruit and vegetables using as little water as possible. The aim is to produce water by burning the hydrogen extracted from hydrazine, a rocket fuel, thus saving a great deal of water. The sixth dome is a bathroom consisting of 5 showers using recycled water to limit water consumption. The seventh dome is a launch control station. 2 launch pads will be placed outside the domes so that we can launch from our lunar base. The eighth dome is our water recycling center, a brand new system that creates water by reducing the size of the rock on the moon. By reducing the size of the rock to an infinitesimal size, our center will succeed in extracting water using an innovative new process. It's also here that all the water used in the other domes will be recovered for recycling and reuse. 2 launch pads have been set up for off-moon missions or return to Earth, adapted to launch any type of rocket from them while ensuring the safety of the domes. 2 trucks adapt to lunar soil are also present so that they can move around outside the domes. They can carry 2 people and several tons of equipment, have a range of 60 km and are solar powered. We have installed several hundred solar panels around the base, which will provide the energy needed for the 8 domes. After settling on the moon, we were presented with 2 urgent missions. Firstly, an asteroid was heading straight for Earth, so we had to find a way to deflect it. Secondly, we've received information that a non-human presence is in our universe, so we are going to find out more about who they are.
After exploring our lunar base, discovering together our first mission called Asteroid Canvas. During the installation of our lunar base, we noticed that several asteroids orbit the Earth and risk hitting it. We therefore decided to set up a team of competent scientists and researchers in order to divert the trajectory of the threatening asteroids. It is our wonderful crew made up of heroes who will have the mission to save our Earth. First, a robotic engineer, who is Dr. Robert Ambrose. He is the director of NASA's robotic division. Also, an astrophysics specialist, Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson, an astrophysicist specializing in asteroid dynamics and director of the Hayden Planetarium. A material and painting specialist, Dr. Mark Eberhardt, professor of chemistry and material science at the University of Denver. Dr. Serena Onion Chancellor, NASA astronaut and doctor who will manage medical emergency. Life support systems technician, Dr. Jennifer P. Fogarty, a chief scientist in NASA's Human Spaceflight Research Program. And finally, our pilots, Aileen Collins, former NASA astronaut and the first female commander of a space shuttle. One of the crucial first steps of the asteroid Canvas missions is to identify and monitor near-Earth asteroids. This task is carried out through the use of terrestrial and space telescopes. These instruments make it possible to follow the orbits of asteroids, evaluate their size, speed, and composition. Once the data is collected, an in-depth analysis is carried out to assess the threat level of each asteroid. Among the potential candidates, the most threatening asteroid is selected for the deflection mission. For this mission, the deflection method chosen is the application of paint to the surface of the asteroid. This innovative approach aims to modify the thermal properties of the asteroid to cause a gradual but significant change in its trajectory. This method avoids the risk associated with other more intrusive approaches, such as a nuclear explosion or kinetic impacts. Let's see together the stage of the mission. Firstly, mission preparation begins with detailed planning from the lunar colony. This phase includes the simulation of various scenarios to anticipate the challenges that our scientists may encounter. In addition, the necessary equipment, including special paint resistant to space conditions, is prepared and tested rigorously. Second comes the choice of the spacecraft selected for this mission, which must be equipped with an ion or plasma propulsion system, offering optimal energy efficiency for long journeys between the lunar base and the asteroid. Then, autonomous robots aboard the ship are deployed to apply paint to the asteroid's surface. Simultaneously, thermal sensors and cameras continuously monitor change in the asteroid's temperature to evaluate the paint's effectiveness and adjust application if necessary. And finally, after the paint is applied, the asteroid is continuously monitored to observe its thermal and orbital behavior. In summary, the asteroid canvas mission relies on careful preparation, advanced technologies, and continuous monitoring to ensure its success. Through the innovative painting method, we can protect Earth from potential threats while demonstrating the human ability to manage space risk from our lunar base.
For our second mission, we chose an alien encounter. The main objective is to establish a first contact with aliens on their planet, to understand them and their environment, and maybe to sympathize with them. The mission will proceed as follows. Our crew take off from the base and go straight forward to the exoplanet Tulux, located at 5 billion kilometers. It takes almost 2 years to go on it, because we will have the technology to do it. Once we have arrived, we will start to accumulate knowledge about aliens and their living space. The crew will stay there for 1 year maximum, then they will come back to our lunar base and the government will decide of what we will do. For this mission, the crew will be in a technical spacecraft. In fact, it's a simple engine such as those used for the back and forth between the Earth and the Moon. But we will add a special tool. The tool in question is a cinema screen with speakers. Yes, it's surprising, but we want to show them how our planet and our civilization look like. Now let's see the crew chose for the aliens missions. We have 6 members. In first we have Carl Sagan. His expertise in astronomy, his commitment to popularizing science, and his ability to communicate complex concepts make him a natural choice for this position. His open-mindedness and intellectual curiosity would be invaluable in an encounter with extraterrestrials. Noam Chomsky. As a world-renowned linguist, Chomsky would be able to quickly analyze and decode the complex linguistic patterns of extraterrestrials' languages. His ability to understand deep linguistic structure will be essential for establishing communication with extraterrestrial civilizations. Katherine Johnson. A pioneer in aerospace engineering and mathematics, Katherine Johnson played a crucial role in the first manned space flights by Americans. Her technical expertise and ability to solve complex problems make her an ideal choice for this position. Helen Ochoa. As a former NASA astronaut and the first Hispanic woman in space, Helen Ochoa has a unique experience of the psychological and emotional challenges associated with space missions. As a trained psychologist, she would be able to help the crew overcome the psychological difficulties of the mission. Mae Jemison. Mae Jemison is the first black woman to travel in space. Is also a qualified physician, and her knowledge of space medicine combined with her experience as an astronaut makes her an ideal choice to ensure the crew's physical health and manage any medical emergencies. Kofi Annan. Former Secretary General of the United Nations and winner of the Nobel Peace Prize, Kofi Annan was a respected diplomat and world leader. His ability to navigate politically delicate situations and promote international cooperation will be crucial in managing interactions with other terrestrial nations during an extraterrestrial encounter. This multidisciplinary team would be able to deal with a variety of technical, linguistic, psychological, and diplomatic challenges that might arise during an extraterrestrial encounter mission. By working together, these crew members could maximize the mission's chance of success and ensure the safety and well-being of all participants. Unfortunately, potential issues could appear during the mission. Except the classic issue that we all know, like a space debris collision or a crew member who fall ill, there are many other issues that could happen. For example, an alien attack could wipe us out and potentially give a bad name to the alien who were just trying to protect their planet. To conclude, we chose to place our base on the far side of the moon. 2 missions will leave from this base. The first mission is to prevent a bad encounter between our civilization and an asteroid. The second aims to meet and study aliens. While these missions may seem ambitious and of great benefit to society, they are also costly and particularly risky. Thanks for listening.